Good morning. Welcome to another fun-filled adventure with Donny Lowe and Eddie Buffalo on a playoff version of Potluck Thursday with Donny Lowe. I got a feeling Buffalo's going to the Super Bowl. I got a feeling Ravens are going to the toilet bowl.
Oh,
Let's throw it out there fast and furious today, Donny Lowe. All the comments and statements by Eddie Buffalo and Donny Lowe are purely for entertainment purposes. We're not live. We're not dead either. But
No.
we're taping this on Wednesday, the day before. So it's kind of cool. I was telling Donny I don't have to do all the little extra stuff at the beginning like I normally do. You know,
I know. It gives you extra time. So you're taking advantage by talking a lot. So
yes, talking, singing, do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight, Donny.
Oh my gosh.
Get down tonight, Donny. So are you going to be Donny Brooke or Donny Lowe today on your Potluck show?
Well, I think it should be Donny Lowe.
How about Donny Luck? You got 3 names now. All the statements and comments by Eddie Buffalo, Donny Luck, Donny Brooke, and Donny Lowe are purely for entertainment purposes. Did I cover everybody?
Yeah, that's easy for you to say.
I know, right?
So if you view our podcast on our YouTube channel, please go to there, like and subscribe. We appreciate that. We are on 43 different podcast depositories.
You're taking depositories again? Do you refrigerate them first time?
Oh,
Or do you put them in the freezer? Are you hardcore?
Oh my goodness. Depository, not suppository.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
So we're on Spotify, Rumble, Apple. You.
By the way, Don, you said Bumble the other day.
Bumble.
Do you know what Bumble even is?
Bumble's a bee.
Bumble is a dating site that the women pick you. So maybe Donny Lowe's on Bumble, but Eddie Buffalo is not on Bumble. No.
Donny Lowe is not on Bumble.
How about Donny Luck? Is he on there?
No. No. Donny Brooke, Donny Lowe, nobody. Rumble. I'm sure I said Rumble.
So do you have so many names that way when the cops arrest you, they're confused because they don't know who you are?
Yeah, I just tell them I'm Eddie Buffalo.
Oh, we were looking for that guy.
Yeah. I thought you were in Texas. Yeah.
You see the shirt I'm wearing today, Don?
I see that. I'm wearing my Bills sweatshirt here.
Or did you read my whole thing?
Bills backers, Dallas Fort Worth. I love it.
Do you know there's actually 3 Bills backers bar in the Dallas Metroplex?
Have you been to all 3 yet?
No.
Have you been to any
one
of them?
I haven't been to is closer to Fort Worth, and that's Buffalo Brothers. That's owned from guys from Buffalo, New York. Cool. And the other one is the Hideaway that is on the Beltway closer to downtown. And they get like 300, 400 people there all the time, give away good stuff. That's and then cool. There's a smaller group that I go to. I haven't gone all year. I'm threatening to go this week. And it's in Frisco. It used to be a bar called Snookered, but now it's the Buffalo Bills backer bar. So it's always good.
I have to finish. So wherever you go to listen, hit the fan mail button, and you can send us questions.
Too much coffee.
Yeah, and Pop-Tarts too, maybe. Hit the fan mail button. Send us, questions that you might have about insurance, or questions of just about any topic, and we'll try to answer them for you. Or some ideas for upcoming shows. We would love to hear that. TikTokers, Eddie does love TikTok. Who knows what's going to happen after Sunday the 19th, if TikTok is still going to be around.
People are still freaking out about it.
I know, but I think it'll be around. And
everybody's saying, well, you can do this, you can do that, you can go on this one, you go on that one. And I'm not going to say which one I downloaded because I haven't used it yet. I just signed up for it and everything. And it's loud. It's super loud.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Even though this happened yesterday, Wednesday, because this is Thursday, wink. Talk about the breaking news, Don, with Israel and Hamas.
All right. Can I just finish what I was trying to do?
Oh, I got so much going on in my brain that I got to look, Don.
Slow down, boy. Slow down.
I'm gonna step away for a second so you
No,
can
you
do
don't
that.
have to. You don't have to. But again, just send us any questions that you have, topics that you want discussed, or just to say hello. And just know that Ed and I really do appreciate you taking time out of your day to either view or listen to the podcast. So we appreciate you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Are you done? Can I come back?
You can come back. I don't know what if
I
he's
will
getting
try to
Pop-Tarts
behave
or what.
myself and not overrun your talking there, Donny Lowe. So, yeah, pretty exciting. You know, do you know what the odds are yet on the game? Because you were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah, so I believe it's still Ravens 1.5 points is what I'm still seeing. You had mentioned something, yeah, breaking. It looks like that there's potentially a deal between Israel and Hamas reaching a hostage release and a ceasefire deal.
That's amazing.
Let's see what happens. You know, hopefully that'll transpire. And these hearings for the new administration appointees are just crazy. What's going on this week? Hegseth and Bondi and Rubio's there, and can't wait for RFK to get on this on the stand. See what happens there.
Crazy.
So
there
yeah,
you go,
so
Don. You don't have to wonder. I pulled it up for you.
Let's see what you're pulling up here.
Texans 8.5 points. Ugh. Commanders 9.5. You think the Lions are going to really beat the crap out of them that much? And 6 points for the Rams Eagles. That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I think so.
The Rams have nothing to prove. They just let it all hang out.
Yeah, that's interesting. So it's only 1 point now.
There's a gentleman by the name of Tom Grassi that does a lot of NFL videos and that. It's usually like little skits, and they're pretty funny. And that's what he's saying. Like the Rams, we got nothing to lose, you know. And then they got like a guy that's dressed like a Cardinal saying, "At least somebody won in a playoff game in our stadium." Yeah, and people forget they're making such a big deal about that, but we had to move our games. I mean, it's happened before. I see. There you go. Ravens -1. Money line. I never understand what the money line is, but the over under is 51.5, and I was pretty impressed by that until I saw the Lions Commanders game. Over under is 55.5. That's insane.
That is insane. It's crazy. It should be a good game. It is going to be very cold. I think the high on Sunday is right now forecasted to be about 8 or 10 degrees.
Ooh, that's ugly.
Or at least that's a temperature at game time.
So I was gonna put up like a graphic with Potluck Thursday with Donny, but it's all food. You're gonna have to get your own logo for this show, Don.
It's too confusing, too much going on there with all the Potluck dinners.
And then for some reason, Don wanted me to pull up Brian Wilson. Why don't you tell us why, Don?
Well, because we've been talking a lot about the fires in California, and it looks like that, you know, Brian Wilson is safe. His pets are out safe. I just saw that. So that's a great thing.
Bed. It's like Brian Wilson did. Yeah. I said, lying in bed, just like Brian Wilson did. Got to get some little BNL this morning. I know I destroyed it. I apologize, people, for your holes. So I think I got a question myself, Donny.
Uh-oh.
Because you're pretty good on your music stuff. You asked me some things that I really didn't know, and I'm pretty good on pop culture.
You are.
Glenn Campbell was part of the Beach Boys. Why?
Because Glenn Campbell was in the Wrecking Crew, and Brian Wilson recorded Pet Sounds while Beach Boys were on tour in Europe, I believe. So when the Beach Boys came back to the States, Brian Campbell, Glenn
Brian
Campbell.
Campbell.
Brian
Wasn't
Campbell.
that a Sabres player?
Yes. Brian Wilson had the Wrecking Crew teach the Beach Boys how to play the songs, and Glenn Campbell was one of them. A lot of great musicians in that.
Well, 'cause I don't know if you watched it or not, Don, but I watched the documentary on the Beach Boys. I think it was on Disney in America, but I think it was on like BBC over in England and that.
Oh, okay.
And what was really crazy is that, like, everything you said is true, you know? And what was crazy that he was like, I like recording, but I don't like touring.
Yeah.
So that's why before Rhinestone Cowboy and all that other stuff, Glenn Campbell was actually a Beach Boy, which I thought was really cool.
Well, he wasn't a Beach Boy, but he.
Sure he was. How do you say he's not a Beach Boy if he toured with the Beach Boys, Don?
Oh, I didn't know that he toured with the Beach Boys.
Yeah, because Brian Wilson wouldn't tour. He didn't want to tour anymore.
No, I know,
Wow,
but
I did stump you.
all right, we gotta double check that one. But because Glenn Campbell was in the Wrecking Crew and
Are
they
you
recorded
saying
in the
Disney's a
studio.
liar? Are you saying
No.
Disney's a liar, Don? Why do you hate Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse and Donald Duck? Why? Why, Don?
I like them all.
Are
I
you
like Walt
quackers?
Disney. I like Walt Disney. Do you know that when the Beatles released Sgt. Pepper's, and actually before they released it, Mike Love of the Beach Boys was in England, and he hooked up with Paul McCartney,
Really?
and because it's like just a small circle that the musicians kind of belong to, right? So Mike, it's in the documentary about the Beach Boys. I don't know if you recall this or not. So Mike Love said they went into Paul McCartney's hotel room, and
I do remember something about that. I truly do.
he put on Sgt. Pepper's before it was released, and Mike Love was just like blown away because they never heard anything like that at all. So interesting.
Well, because they also said in the documentary when Pet Sounds came out, the Beatles were blown away with the production values of that thing.
Yeah,
exactly. I thought that
exactly.
was kind of interesting too.
And that's when they went to the studio for Sgt. Pepper. After that.
That's crazy.
But you know that Pet Sounds, Brian Wilson, when he heard Rubber Soul and I think Revolver from the Beatles, that's when he did Pet Sounds because he was blown away by what they did. So
it's a really cool story, and it just shows you how we are a global community, even back then.
Yeah.
And I really hate it when this one doesn't like this one. I'm like, baloney. They all want everybody to do well, and everybody making money. Just even going back to, I was watching a special on NFL Films, and they were talking to one of Elvis's best friends, and it was one of those with Peyton Manning that he does those little things he does on the side.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so Elvis obviously couldn't play in high school, couldn't play in college. He went in the service. So they'd have touch football games that were not really touch football,
Oh, really?
And he wore a helmet, dude. It's just and Peyton was watching it. They had old Super 8 film of Elvis playing football with his boys.
Oh, how cool.
And you just thought it was fantastic and fun to do. And Peyton Manning was looking at his mechanics and he goes, oh my God, he would be a great quarterback. The way he drops back and everything, he was doing everything right. And if Peyton Manning saying that, I mean, obviously he's not trying to impress Elvis. Elvis is dead, But,
can you say that without us getting censored?
We're fine.
Okay.
But what was really cool that Elvis would have the bank of TVs.
Oh,
so
wow.
You could watch all of the different football games at the same time. I'm going to share this on so everybody can look at it.
Yeah.
not for Brian Wilson. And he got the idea of getting the banks of TVs is because of LBJ. When he found out that the president had like 3 TVs to watch different newscasts at the same time, he goes, "I'll do that. I'll do that for a football game." Yeah, I'll tell you what, they were doing. Hey, I wonder if Elvis and Ike had a conversation, if anybody could understand anything. Maybe Ike is Elvis.
Oh,
I'm doing my Kevin McAllister.
wait till he sees this episode. Now, I'm wondering with Elvis if number 11 is anything special to him, because he's showing a couple different jerseys, or it looks like with number 11. Maybe it's the same jersey, just black and white in color.
Let's see if we have anything. No, I don't see anything, Don. But yeah, I didn't even pick up on that, Don, until you just said that. I don't know.
I don't know.
That's weird. Like, I have not gone to Graceland. Have you ever gone to Graceland, Don?
No, I have not.
So when my daughter was going to Commerce College here in Commerce, Texas, it was Texas A&M, kind of like the SUNY systems, like SUNY Buffalo. I mean, I'd say state of New York at Buffalo at Rock, blah blah blah. Well, anyways, so our halfway point would always be Tennessee, and we would go through Memphis, and whenever we would go through that, because she'd want her car here, I would drive back with her and blah blah blah, and I would fly home. And the first time we drove past, like, oh, I can't wait to see Graceland. It was the anniversary of his death, and the line was like down the friggin' street. I'm like, I don't want to see it that bad. And then the other time that we drove through there, oh my God, Don, you would think you had to make an arc. It had just rained, and most of the freaking roads were washed out. You couldn't even get to Graceland if you wanted to. They rerouted us like all around the city.
Gee whiz, really? Oh, that's too bad.
Gee whiz, Batman. What are you, Robin? What does that make me, Batman? Gee whiz.
Just keeping it clean, that's all.
So let me see. Okay, why did Elvis wear number 11 on his football jersey? I didn't think we'd go this way today, Don.
I know. That's like a radical turn there.
I think I got to go to all to see if there's actually a story on it. No. Oh, that was the name of his. Look at the Memphis River Kings, Elvis Presley night jersey. How funny!
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's they have a story from Fox Sports about that. That would be really cool to get an Elvis jersey, number 11.
Yeah,
you know
that would be.
Hey Don, are you getting your X feed right now? Do you have anything pop up on your phone? The U.S. is banning red dye number 3.
Oh yeah, I saw
Why
that.
Why is that? Do you know any about the backstory on that?
Because it's been known to cause cancer, and I believe that red dye number 3 is banned in most of Europe, if I'm not mistaken.
But it's so tasty.
It's so tasty. It's so
good. Is it in Peeps? Oh, don't eat the Peeps, folks.
So I'm curious as to why, because you hear a lot about red dye number 40. Is that blue? And I think it's the red 40, right?
I don't know. You're a lot smarter than me down low. Let me tell you what.
I'm looking here.
We'll go to all and see if we can pick up on these stories. There you go. From food, drinks, and ingested drugs. You can take away my food, you can take away my drinks, but don't go taking away my drugs.
Yeah, it says it's used in thousands of foods, including candy, cereals, cherries, and fruit cocktails, and strawberry-flavored milkshakes.
Why cherries? Cherries, like that's the actual chemical compound. Erythrocene also known as red number 3, is an
Erythrocene.
iodine compound, specifically a derivative of fluoride, a pink dye, which probably used for food coloring. That's interesting. So no more red Jello, no more Benadryl pink pills.
So, I guess organic or health stores in Europe, especially, for if you needed a color of red, they use beets or beet juice instead of that dye.
My mother loved beets. I couldn't stand them.
Oh, really? Yeah, I like them. They're
Must
good for
be
you.
older people that like it, Don. Yeah,
my mother used to make beet
yeah,
salad
old
all the time.
bastard, yeah. Well, I'm really, my head's spinning that all the different directions we're going in this show today.
I know.
So it's funny, like I told you, lately I've been in a lot of the live TikTok rooms. So if you're a TikToker, you might see Eddie Buffalo in your room. I always start out with, hey, from Greenville, Texas. I do podcasts, blah, 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 blah. And sometimes people that I want to follow me do, and sometimes they don't. So that's another story. So the one room I was in, somebody asked, what's good for gout, because their husband had gout, and when I was training, I used to eat a lot of red meat. And back then, I was like in my early 20s, as a teenager, they always had Whoppers for 99 cents. So I would just take all that crap off and just eat the meat. And
really?
My big foot got gout, my big toe.
Really?
And they have a drug for it, and I don't really like taking it because I'm so drug sensitive. It makes me feel loopy. But another way of treating it, believe it or not, Don, is maraschino cherries.
That's interesting. So is it the sweetened maraschino cherries that you have, or like the Luxardo that don't have
juice, like that syrupy, juicy stuff you use for like sundaes? It's sickening sweet.
Yeah.
So I type in maraschino cherries. It works great. And autocorrect turned it to medicine cherries. And the girl's like, I love that. That is a riot. From now on, maraschino cherries are going to be medicine cherries, which kind of really fits, I wonder if there's such a thing as medicine cherries.
I don't know.
Watch it be this stuff.
Luxardo are good. They're not as sweet as the maraschino, because the maraschino cherries are chemicals.
Is that an Ace Frehley song, Don?
I'm just looking at that. I saw that. Ace.
Oh my God. The stuff that we come across is just absolutely.
It must be an album cover, right?
Must be. Okay, I'm sorry, I derailed us. Let's get to the stuff that you wanted to talk about today. Which one did you want to talk about first? We'll go to this one. You can read it for your fans. Can't read it, Don?
It's hard to see. Oh,
I'll read it for you, blind man. Sports Illustrated interview with Kyle Hamilton transcript. Michael Pina. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I don't care. He's a loser. Josh Allen has been phenomenal this season. What's your take on facing him? Kyle Hamilton. Yeah, he's okay, I guess. He's got some moves, but nothing we ain't seen before. Ooh. Talk about, put it up there in front of the guys and say, ooh, I told you, the one player, Ed, weren't these guys talking crap about us? Oh, no, not us. Yeah, you were saying, blah, blah, this, they can't do that, blah, blah, that, and he walks away.
Yeah.
Nah, we'll handle him. He's just another quarterback on the schedule. Whoa.
I know.
Whoa. Dude, you're dumb saying that.
Yeah.
You're dumb. I will tell you though, Don, doing all our research and stuff, a lot of it I'm looking at different YouTube videos. And it was very interesting that they had a Denver TV station interviewing Pinto Ron. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
The guy cooks food on a Pinto.
Oh, in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I guess it's well known that if you're from another town, he will welcome you with open arms.
right. We mentioned that briefly yesterday, how Bill's Mafia are like that versus the Eagles
So
fans.
it was amazing. Like the girl, like she's like all these like Denver fans are like, oh, this is great. You know, Pinaron's fantastic. The food's fantastic. And the lady reporter's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get some more of this food. It's pretty good. And the lady that's in the studio back in Denver, she goes, what do you have around your neck? She goes, oh, it's a chicken wing. She had like a chicken wing necklace. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
From Denver.
Oh my God, that was a riot.
That's cool.
Yeah, I love that. So, and you had another thing you wanted me to share, which I've seen this guy do this last year. Where is he located?
Oh, I think in somewhere in South Towns. I don't know if it's West Seneca or Orchard Park. I'm not 100% sure. But that's a snow sculpture.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, that's one of Josh Allen's, man, what a play that was in the snow, leaping to make sure the ball gets to the end zone. And then he put a Superman cape on him and the snow sculpture. How incredible is that?
That is amazing. It's just going to be sad when it melts.
Oh, I know.
You know?
I know. But this guy does great sculptures of usually Josh Allen or a Bill,
So one thing that people have mentioned, and even Becca, I know she's paying attention when she asks me about something, like she sees all the people with the chicken wing hats.
Uh-huh.
So for the heck of it, I thought I would share a chicken wing hat. And boy, Don, I just found a lot. Holy crap.
Wow.
Did you ever think there was this much stuff?
No, that's crazy.
It is insanity.
We've seen like
I kind of like the Buffalo Bills one on the bottom there, the white one.
Oh
yeah,
that's cool. Yeah,
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's the Fred Flintstone hat that your buddy was wearing yesterday, walking around.
I know.
With no shoes on.
The water buffalo, right?
Yes. What an amazing story. If people don't know, chicken wings, believe it or not, were invented in Buffalo, New York at Frank and Teresa's Anchor Bar.
Yes.
And do you know the story, Don, or do you want me to tell it?
I do know the story, but you can tell it.
Everybody's tired of hearing me. You talk.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So back in the 60s, Teresa was, it was a bunch of people got stuck in a snowstorm at the Anchor Bar. Mm-hmm. Can you see that, Don? I pulled it up. Give them a little bit of plug there. And the original one is the one, the brick one here that I'm putting my cursor on.
Right, with the Bills and Sabre logo on it.
And so, like I said, they were stuck there during a blizzard, and there wasn't a lot of food left in the kitchen. So she goes, I got like these little drumsticks and these chicken wings. I'm just gonna throw them together in some hot sauce, see if the guys like them. They're like, I'm not gonna charge you for them. See if you like them. And they were a hit.
Yeah.
And then they were born. Because it's so funny that no matter where you go, people know about buffalo wings, but they don't know why they're called that.
Yeah, it's interesting. So Frank and Teresa Bellissimo from Anchor Bar, but we had some guests from out of town. This is either late in the 80s or early 90s, and we would get chicken wings, and it finally clicked on them,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, buffalo chicken wings, with the hot sauce and the blue cheese dip and all that. He's so funny. He was saying, I was always thinking buffaloes don't have wings. He didn't know how the name came.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because the three places people like, there are chicken wing snobs, and there's a chicken wing trail now that people follow.
I know.
Because I'm going to say the three places: Elmo's, 9/11 Tavern in South Buffalo, and what's the other one in East Aurora? Barbell.
Barbell.
Those are the three that people talk about. And
Well,
my son is the cook at one of them. I'm not saying which one.
Oh, okay.
Just look in the kitchen. It's the one that looks like me. And we were sitting at the entrance because it doesn't matter that my son's cooking there. I'm still waiting like everybody else. At 4:00, there's a line to get into this freaking place.
Wow, that's crazy.
You know?
Yeah.
And when he comes to work, the sauce is already made. It's a family secret. He doesn't know what's in it, you know?
Oh.
And then as the half hour I was sitting there waiting for my table, people from Toronto, which no big deal, Toronto, no, you know, it's 90 minutes away. Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Isn't that wild?
And there are a ton of people that'll actually like talk about the different wing places to go in the Buffalo area.
Yes.
So it's very interesting.
Yeah, it is. It is. Have you ever had buffalo chicken wing pizza?
I have. And then there's also let me see if I can do this. Wing controversy. Ranch or blue cheese. It's a big fight, ranch or blue cheese. If you're from Buffalo, New York, you're going to have blue cheese. I don't like either, so I don't really care. But when I'm sitting at like an establishment in the Dallas Metroplex, and I'm like, ranch on chicken wings. It's like, no. Because at Buffalo Brothers Bar, you can even get bison dip, Don.
Oh, with the chicken wings?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so they actually sell you can put it on if you want to, but they sell chips and bison dip.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So for people not familiar with bison dip, it's basically a chip dip, potato chip dip.
You know, and then we also have hot dog snobs in Buffalo, New York that I'm only going to eat Salem hot dogs.
That's
you
true.
know, and the one Buffalo Bills backer bar, well, the two of them actually, well, I guess all three, have Salem hot dogs.
Yeah,
and Genesee beer.
Genesee cream ale?
They do. I'll never forget. I lived in Boston probably like from 98 to 2001. And I was in the Harp. It was right across the street from the old Boston Garden.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm sitting there, and the guy's like, "Oh, you're from Buffalo? You want a Jenny Cream Ale?" I'm like, "No, it was like $5 for a pint of Jenny Cream Ale." I go, "That's crap." And then when my office was in McKinney Square, I was always going to my favorite watering hole, and I'm sitting there eating my lunch. The guy comes in, "Yeah, let me have one of them Jenny Cream Ales." I'm like, "What? They have that here?"
Oh my God.
I go, "How do you know about Jenny Cream Ale?" It was a gentleman that he did a lot of works with the prison system, and his territory was Western New York. I go, "Well, that makes a lot of sense."
Yeah, it does. So Genesee Cream Ale and Genesee Beers in Rochester, New York, right on the brewery's right on the Genesee River.
Did you ever go to the restaurant there?
No, I heard it's pretty good though.
Yeah, and it's really neat because they have like a little museum downstairs where you can get merch and stuff. And for people that aren't in the know, Jenny Cream Ale is known for Jenny Screamers. You're gonna shit yourself. So,
they do make some good beer.
Oh, my stomach hurts just looking at this picture, Don. It's like,
wow, some blast from the past on some of these logos, you know.
Oh, and it was funny growing up. My Aunt Kathy and Uncle Bill, they had two different, I can't remember what type of Jenny they had, but they had Jenny Pounders all the time.
Wow.
You know what a Jenny Pounder is, right?
Yeah, it's a big 16 ounce.
Big old bottle of beer. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Well, this was fun, Don. I really did like this. So are we going to make any predictions?
Yeah, I predict that it's going to be cold, for sure.
No, Don. I want a prediction on the game. I'm going to let you can go second. How about that?
All right.
So I'm going to say that so many people are just down on the Bills because of what Derrick Henry and the Ravens did in week 4. Week 4. We were beat up. We were just gelling as a team. Blah, blah, blah. Are you ready for this, Don?
I'm ready.
35-17 Buffalo.
Wow.
I'm going to write this down, Don. I'm going to keep it.
Woo.
And I'm going to say that let James Cook, he's going to outgain Derrick Henry.
Ooh. Ooh, you're really going out on a limb.
You would think I've been drinking, Don, saying all this.
I don't know if Ray Davis is it Davis? If he's going to play.
No, but did you see who they're thinking about activating from the practice squad?
No, who?
Frank Gore Jr.
Are you serious?
Built just like the old man. So eventually he's going to be with the team all the time, I can imagine, in the future.
Wow.
Because Mr. Cook's going to want a boatload of money next year.
Yeah, I know.
So, okay, 35-17. Eddie Buffalo's picking the Buffalo Bills to move on to the AFC Championship game against, hopefully, the Texans.
That would be an awesome game.
What are you feeling, Don? Let me hear.
I'm very nervous, but I'm going to pick the Bills by a field goal.
I need a score, Don.
31-28.
31-28, Donnie Lowe.
Yeah. So it's interesting. Most of the prognosticators, they're saying it's going to be either the Bills and the Lions, or most of them are saying actually the Ravens and the Lions in the Super Bowl. And most of them are picking the Lions to win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's Colin Cowherd is picking the Bills to win the Super Bowl.
Well, you gotta look. That guy's got the best radio voice. He truly does. I was listening to him the other day. I'm like, that dude's got a great voice for this. Yeah. And you gotta think about it this way, though, Don. Like I said, we're healthy as a horse coming into the playoffs. You know,
pretty much.
They got a little bit of injuries on defense. You know, and look who they beat. I mean, Pittsburgh. I almost said Penguins. Pittsburgh Steelers haven't won a game since November.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they lost the last 4 games of their season, and then they lost in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Playoffs. So, interesting. And I love how my Dallas friends are like, who's going to be the coach? I don't know. Who's going to be the coach? Dion going to be the coach? You know, Dion, no, Dion, because he's going to want to pick his son, and he ain't worth the first round draft pick any day of the week. He either said that or Merry Christmas. I don't know. It's one or the other. Because his closed captioning wasn't working this morning when he told me all that. So,
what is he walking around with a monitor?
Yeah. We went over time, Don, by 10 minutes where we wanted to be.
I didn't think about that.
Listen, safe travels, my friend.
Thank you.
Good luck to you and your family. And remember, folks, if you like hanging out with people that are just like you, have the same values of you, we're the people to see. You know, www.ebiagency.com. You can always contact me on Eddie Bednar's Insurance at gmail.com. And the hotline is
903-662-1564.
And if you want to text or call Donnie directly, his number is 555-1212. He loves getting contacted by our fans. So,
Exactly.
All right, Don, we're going to close this up. Remember, folks, first of all, go Bills.
Go Bills.
Life's worth living. Be good to yourself. And what else, Don?
Got to keep on fighting.
Tune in Monday for Buffalo Fights.
Yes.
Tuesday for News 4 EBI news for you. Our normal insurance show on Wednesday, because we're gonna have to do research on some of the questions that we had on Wednesday.
Yes.
And to follow up on, and then once again, Potluck Thursday with Donny Lowe. So be good, everybody. Take care of yourself.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. I'm Donny Lowe. Arrivederci.
Okay, ciao.
I was waiting for that one. Okay, be good, everyone. Take care. Go Bills!
Yay!
Where's the button, Don?
I moved it.
It's more, less steps I have to do, and I'm more confused. Okay, bye.